Boy, I got to tell you, this doesn't happen enough in this job or really in life, which is a happy ending. Former ballerina Ksenia Karelina detained in Russia for 15 months because Russia sucks. That's why. The crime, donating $51.80 to a Ukrainian charity in 2022. But that's not what it was about. It was a power play. It was about punishing somebody for being America. It was because they could get away with it. That's why. She's a dual citizen, Russian-American, charged with treason, sentenced to 12 years behind bars. Her hope of returning was, in and out. Her boyfriend, Chris Van Heerden, he's a fighter, literally, and he was a warrior for the love of his life. And he never gave up. He was on me 24/7. He came on the show half a dozen times. We talked a lot more outside of that. He never believed anything was going to happen except exactly this. And after more than a year, this past April, the Trump administration, you got to give it to him, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff negotiated a deal with Putin to get Ksenia released, and she was finally allowed to come home, get healthy, and get loved up by her boyfriend, Chris. Joining us now for her first primetime interview is Ksenia, Chris, and by phone, Presidential Envoy Steve Witkoff. Boy, oh boy, have I been looking forward to seeing you two together. And I can't see you, Steve, but I congratulate you on getting this done.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Chris, to be with you guys tonight. And I haven't seen Ksenia and Chris since they were at the White House in the Oval Office with the president, which was, of course, my privilege to be there with them and finally meet them.
So I got to tell you, Ksenia, this is the only thing I want to tell you, okay? This guy fought for you and loves you the way everybody should be loved. I talked to your man so many times, and he was completely invested in getting you home and focused on you all the time. I hope that you know that and it fills your heart, because I've never seen anybody more committed than Chris was to getting you home. So how does it feel? What does it mean to you now, with a little bit of time, what you went through?
Hello, Chris, and thank you for having us here today. It's my pleasure too, and my honor, because I know you and Chris both were fighting a lot in this, and you were so helpful, and I think we can consider you as a friend now who was there for all year and a half, so I wanted to thank you for that. And it feels amazing. It feels so great, and I'm just overwhelmed with feeling of happiness and gratitude now, and it's so great to feel this like sunshine on my skin, feel my loved one next to me every morning and every night, and I'm just really, really happy now.
Chris, what do you want people to know about what this is about, and what do you want them not to forget? Because you know what happens now that she's home, everybody says, oh, it's a happy ending, and they move on. What is the moral of this story for you?
Love wins. Love wins. No matter what. If you truly believe and truly love someone, I believe that if I believe everyone would have done what I've done. I like to think that if you love someone the way I love Ksenia, you would go to the end of the world to bring them back. So the message is love always wins. And I don't want them to forget that what she went through. You know what? She's here with a beautiful smile on her face. But this woman next to me is, I have not given her credit of how strong she really is, Chris. But she is so strong. But don't let the smile on her face fool you. She's been through a lot. And she's inspiring. I look at her every day and she inspires me. She gave me a purpose. And she's just the strongest woman I know.
Ksenia, how did it change you? How did it change what you want out of life?
I feel like I just get stronger in my values, and as Chris just mentioned, that love wins, and love wins in terms of we love each other, and he fought for me. He was my biggest support throughout all of this time, and he helped me so much to get through all this and keep the smile on my face. But also, other than that, I feel like I just get stronger in my value and believing in kindness and love in general. And I strongly believe that this is what's going to help this world to get better. This is what's going to drag you through the darkest places, darkest times of your life. And I feel like this experience gave me a lot. Other than it took a lot from me mentally and physically, I feel like it gave me a lot too. So I'm grateful for
What do you
this
want to do?
part of the experience.
What do you want to do with your life now, Ksenia?
Well, now I'm just taking little steps and now trying to get myself back to normal. Thanks to Chris, I have the ability to take things slow. But I would really love to help people to get through dark places because I feel like it was hard. I went through that, and I now know some tools and some some secrets of like how maybe it's going to be better to go through things. And I believe in happy endings, obviously, as you mentioned that, because it happened to me. This magic happened to me.
Well, it's good to hear. It's good to hear you getting the help you need because, you know, we've had people on who've talked about how, like, you know, Waylon and other guys who come home and they just forget about you and there's not the resources that you need. So make sure you speak up if there's anything you need because the country owes you. Steve, what do you want people to understand about what it took to make this kind of deal and what we are dealing with in the Russian government and, of course, Putin's regime?
Well, first of all, Chris, I think we all have to acknowledge what an amazing President Trump is. He's a caring man. He heard the story about Ksenia, and he directed that we do everything possible to get her home. And in fairness to President Putin, I thanked him personally for it because he took a hard look at the case and determined that this was the right thing to do. And thank God Ksenia is home. We achieved the same thing with Mark Fogel, and every time I meet some of these people who were held in far off places, I think to myself how lucky I am and privileged I am to work for Donald Trump. This is what he cares about. He cares about making sure that he rights wrongs, and there was some wrong done here. It was acknowledged, and he brought Ksenia home, and she doesn't sound like a victim, does she? She sounds like someone who is really gratified and is probably going to do wonderful things with her life in exchange, and I commend her for that, and I commend Donald Trump. He's an amazing man to work for.
Let me ask you one thing, Steve. You know, I know you obviously from New York as a very successful commercial real estate developer. And I have to tell you, I have been blown away at how you have seized opportunity of getting into all these situations. I can't imagine you ever dreamed of being in, negotiating with Putin to get Ksenia home, trying to negotiate Middle East peace. I mean, you know, what do you make of these challenges you've had to take on for the country?
You know, I'm always grateful to the president for giving me an opportunity to give back. And I've always tried to be charitable and philanthropic in my life, but this gives me the ultimate opportunity to give something back. And, you know, I lost a son 11 years ago, and I feel sometimes like he directs me. You know, he just brings me to go. He puts me in places to create these opportunities to do some good in the world, and I think that's how I feel with the president. All I ever wanted to do was do some good, and he gave me this great opportunity to do it, and I'm grateful for it.
Well, Steve, you definitely did it here, and you gave these two a chance to have a life together. I can't wait. I don't want to put Chris on the spot, but I can't wait to see what happens next with Chris and Ksenia, and you definitely have an open invitation when you guys come this way. No rush. I've always said the same thing, Ksenia. I never wanted to interview you. By the way, I just wanted you to come home. I didn't care, you know, what you did media-wise. I just wanted you home and to do well. And I always told Chris, go anywhere, talk to anybody, use the media to do whatever you can. You know, there's no need for loyalty. But anytime you guys come to New York, I would love to take you out. I would love to celebrate you guys because I'm so impressed with what you endured, Ksenia, and how you endured it, but also your man. I'm telling you, I haven't seen a lot of people do what he did. And I respect him for it. And I am so happy you two have each other. Steve, thanks for joining us. Continued good luck in doing the work of the American people. Ksenia, anything
Thank
you
you.
need, we're a call away. And Chris, I know you know how to get me. And whenever you want to, I'm here.
I'll see you in New York. Me and Ksenia. We'll see you in New York.
We would be honored to meet with you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.